So welcome, namaste, namaste, everybody. Mark is here too. Hello, Mark. So all I can say, I managed to get a post. I think it was 2 days later because I could start off by saying I've lost all sense when I first arrived here of time and space. It was completely gone. I had to depend on some other people to tell me what time it is, where I was, and what year, what day, with all of that. So anyway, I'm doing much better right now. But it was that amazing and phenomenal. All I can say, and this is a little bit about what I want to talk about, is about divine will and surrender. Divine will, and that happened to be Monday is in fact the Blu-ray of divine will, and that is El Moria. And that is the first way. I'm a strong Blu-ray. I know others are some strong Blu-rays, and as God's will, what needs to be done. And with God's will comes the sense of what is known as El Gibor, or the strength of God. What can we do? And we're working actually here with the seven flames. And for those of you that are familiar with this, the book right over there, the past me, I can show you the book. Yeah, this one here. The seven flames, the seven sacred flames. And this is Ariella Louise Jones. A lot of people familiar with it, but this was part of the divine guidance to work with the ascended masters. They're known by many names, but most certainly it's a fifth dimensional city. There's a whole network under our earth that some people are familiar with. It's the Argatha network, the Shambhala, there's others, but we are here specifically to Mount Shasta because of the city of Telos. That was the call. That is different groups. Now, you have groups like when we were called to Lake Titicaca, twice we were called to Lake Titicaca. And there were ascended masters over there in that particular area over there, which, as it turns out, there's a connection between there and Telos here, which I didn't know before. And a lot of these places, what they would call the fifth dimensional cities, where it's a vibration, it is on the earth, and it is interconnected to the earth, but it's on a higher vibration, which is where we all want to go to. I have noticed that many of the people in this group have been to those places. A large majority of people have been to places that you talk about, other locations on the planet that hold this higher fifth dimensional energy, where the ascended masters and other radiant beings of light kind of communicate and have their being. That is where we want to be as a species, right? We want to be there. So there is an underground fifth dimensional city called Telos, and I'm not going to go into that. You can Google that, but with that also shows you a path of ascension through what is known as the seven sacred flames. Back in the day, they used to call it the rays. So the rays, the flames, the idea energetically is color, has energy, has a certain frequency, as does our voice, which is why many of us with the Cosmic Center, we use the names of God. We knowing that certain sounds, evoke a certain type of energy. So this color and our thoughts, our thoughts. And that is one of the things that we can do. So what I want to talk about is because today we did talk about the Blu-ray, and the Blu-ray is God's will. A couple of weeks ago, I did get like the message of God's will is my will. God's will is my will. Start using that mantra. God's will is my will. Okay, but it takes practice. It doesn't just happen like that, because our little will, it's like, well, I've been in charge over here. I'm not sure I want to surrender. And it's almost like you have to talk to your little will. And I've learned to look at different aspects of ourselves as like individuals. I'm going to say, hello, ego. I listen, thank you, first of all, for existing, and you have your purpose, and you've got me to here. But why won't we get together now and let's go and hook up to the higher will instead of resisting it? Okay, I said, I know we're used to doing it this way, but let's just start. Let's just start to see if we can adjust. Okay, and let's hook onto something different and new. And what I can tell you is this, and it takes practice, and Reverend Annie did an amazing meditation and discussing the divine will. Okay, is that, maybe you can only say, I want to be 100% divine will. Well, we've been in this program for a long time, right? It takes a moment to dismantle it like a crusted thought form, you know? I see it as a crusted thought form. It's just been this, it's been so ingrained. Okay, now we have to somehow dismantle that and create something new. So it takes a moment and it takes some focus, and we have to be gentle in how we do it. And so one of the things that we have to be cognizant of is that we don't have to do it by ourselves. We can always say, I need some help. Like some people have told me, you know, I can't forgive. I can't forgive. I said, I get it. I said, ask for divine intervention to help you to forgive. Ask for divine intervention. Say, my intention, okay, is to surrender to the higher will. God's will be done, not my will. And so people say, well, I don't know. What does God want for us? God wants only anything that is wonderful, that is perfect, that is oneness and healing and beauty and joy. You know, so like, why would we even hesitate to say, well, no, wait a minute, I'm not sure what God's going to do. No, 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 no. God comes from and our source as Adam Kadmon's, as the holding the similitude of the divine is that of love unconditionally, the highest, the compassionate heart, unconditional love, unconditional love. What does that feel like? And sometimes we get little glimpses as to what that might be like. So when you understand where we are going, we're not staying here, we're moving, okay, is that we're going to go into this new frequency of the fifth dimension and beyond, that there are beings that do vibrate and operate in that level. And that is our destiny. That's where we're ready now to make our quantum leap into the fifth dimension and living that way and anchoring the golden age. We are light workers that have been here for a purpose to make that happen. So what we can start to do, and one of the most powerful rays, the blue ray, okay, is start to integrate God's will into my life. God's will be done, not mine. And I will tell you from personal experience, it was hard, but all I could tell you is the Cosmic Center Spiritual Light is still around after 11 years, not knowing how the heck that happened, but it required me down to my knees to surrender, and it's still here. So I just come to find out it's a lot easier. Miracles like coming to Mount Shasta, experiencing this, being very much connected. Now, one of the things that happened here in Mount Shasta, we have proof. That's why we're going to have a special event at the Cosmic Center with pictures that shows the interdimensionality of vortexes that are here, where you see, different ships go in and out of the vortex. We've had the rays, the violet ray came in, captured by Hannah, Reverend Hannah. It's clear as day. People having different experiences that is completely all orchestrated by God's will, a higher will, that we said, okay, we will come to this divine directive to do this work. And everything has been flowing. We are in the most magnificent home, and we're seeing old friends that we haven't seen before. We had an amazing concert with a lady by the name of a beloved Heart Song, who was at the Cosmic Center. It's almost like a reunion of friends coming back again, all these like-minded and soul-centered people coming, and we recognize each other. We have a new friend named Shambhala. Okay, so it's just been a bliss and a joy since we've been here with such grace and ease. So with that, we're going to get started now. I just want to mention, for all those who are interested in participating in the Anchoring Light, you can do so online. In fact, we're only online for this particular Monday. We're usually in person and online, but as I said, we're in a special event here in Mount Shasta Spiritual Retreat. There's 13 of us that heard the call to come and do some very important sacred work. And as we serve, we too are healed, we too are balanced, and we too are upgraded. So we will be coming back with more of that when we do come back to Sarasota, the Cosmic Center, and share all that information. In the meanwhile, many of you are going to get this information in your feed later on. And if you would ever like to be part of the Anchoring Light, it is a transmission. We are very connected and aware that we are working with the spiritual hierarchy We are the boots on the ground. We came in here, but we're connected to all the other levels of the hierarchy to do the divine plan. What is the divine plan? The ascension of this planet and all of her life. That's what we've come here to do. So if you're interested in joining in a transmission, it's open to the public. Simply go on our Facebook page and look for the Anchoring Light Transmission Meditation. It's been going on for 17 years, every Monday without fail. So much love to you from Mount Shasta, and we will see you soon.